Good.
Take care. Thanks.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you? Right on. That's what we like to hear. I'm Michelle Christmas, and myself, along with Sylvester Glover and Lori Wilson, are one of the many of Sandy's Army that are helping to make the United Way at PEMCO a success. Before I start, I would like to take a moment very quickly to thank our cafeteria staff in Leon and also Java John for being here today. We appreciate your help. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Next, I would like to give the mic over to Stan McNaughton, who is going to speak a little bit today about why United Way is important. Thank you.
Violate all the Toastmaster rules here, because I'm going to move the mic very quickly here to Gary, because Gary's a special person, and he actually joins us each year when we talk about United Way. That's because Gary is one of us. Yeah, get up here with me. Stand up here with me. You know, one thing about PEMCO and the Credit Union is relationships are forever, and you may have a immediate role here, you could be retired or whatever, but the relationships continue. And you have a long relationship with here on the IT side.
On the IT side.
And about,
now I can speak in front of people.
Now you can see, yeah, see the Toastmaster thing really works. You get Toastmaster skills not only through the Toastmaster program here, but you can also get involved in United Way through volunteerism, through Year 8, a number of things that we do here that we'll all bring back around to how this all works out to create value for our community. But 10 years ago, when Gary left his role here, we had a discussion about United Way, and we had a loan executive position open at that time, and asked if he'd represent us in the community. And he's done such a great job. We've done that for 10 years with Gary. Thank you both ways.
10 times.
10 times, thank you. So he's out there and he's done a great job of carrying the flag on our behalf. And so, quick reflection on what you've seen and what does the United Way at E-Day for somebody who's really on the inside. What's going on?
You turn this mic over to me, you don't know.
That's a Toastmaster trick.
Yeah. But United Way is doing so much, and things have changed over the 10 years. So we've talked about the homeless issue, which is still there. We've talked about meeting basic needs was something that came about 2 years ago because of the downturn in the economy. A lot of people were hitting their food banks, and so we really went out and worked on making that happen. If you were here last week and heard Annie talk about what's happening, their passion, and it's one of the things that United Way is getting involved with very heavily, is homeless youth. It's amazing how many, and I think I forgot what he said, like 1,200 youth are on the streets homeless every night. So that is their passion. In fact, one of the things that they're going to get involved with is this softball game that is coming up, trying to see the date, June 15th. So for $10 you can go down and at Safeco Field and watch them play, them being Jay Buhner, Gary Payton, a lot of the sports figures, a lot of authors are coming, a lot of people, musicians are going to be there, all playing the game. So, and all the funds are going to be going to the homeless youth. Sam, you've given it to me. I'm going to mention one other thing that is so near and dear to my heart, which they are really working on within the community, is ending homelessness and getting vets back to work. My son was here, what, 4 years ago maybe? And he was, you know, just out of the Marine Corps and wondering what was going to be happening in his life. Tell you what, one of the exciting things is Boeing has been involved in getting the vets back into work and actually training some of them or having them trained in certain areas. My son is now seven months into Boeing, and he is one happy vet, and I'm one happy dad, and I'm thankful for the community that got behind the vets program that is there. Those are a couple of two new things. We still have those where we are working with the youth between 3 and 5, getting them ready for school. Did I miss anything, guys, as far as our priorities? Well, do I have to? Yeah, I won't turn the mic over to them.
Oh, please do.
This is Joe, and he's now your year-round person that will get you involved in any way that you want with United Way.
I am yours.
He is yours. And he's been a loan executive 2 years before he found out he really wanted to work full-time at United Way. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. And so I'm Brad Thomas, and I'm a relationship manager.
He took the mic away from me.
With United Way. And Gary did mention our summer meals program. So we're now serving about 60,000 meals every summer to kids who are on the free or reduced lunch program. So anyways, there's a lot of other great things we're doing, but back to Gary.
Yeah. So Brad is the one that likes to just work with people year-round. And if he's got his hand out, he wants your money, but he knows what it does and what the good causes it goes for. So now you've met kind of the team, and I guess I got to turn this back over to Stan.
Okay, so here's the deal. There's no free deal here. Here's what you're the ambassadors for United Way. Somebody's going to ask you, so what went on? Why were you down there? You may not know a lot about United Way. Because we do a lot of things around here. You have an incredibly generous heart, and we always have some grassroots activity where we're supporting something. We have the Year 8, where we're all involved in things. By the way, we have more than money here. We have a lot of great people that like to participate at making great things happen, helping be it homeless, tutoring kids, rebuilding elderly person's home. There's a lot of programs here. We have a lot of people that go out in teams to do those things. But when someone asks you, who's not familiar with United Way, why should we support that also among all the other things we do? Some of the things you discover when you've been at United Way for a while is they will help support something that we're not even aware of that's incredibly important, like a vet program. That is, when you hear about it, you go, that just makes sense, but we didn't know that. It's a way to reach into that. The other thing they do, which doesn't get, sometimes I think, enough of the notoriety that it deserves, is a lot of the small agencies have wonderfully gifted people that want to help like yourselves, but they need some help with the structure, some of the formal reporting requirements, called Form 5500 if you're a charity in that. United Way helps guide them through those things. So they can take the majority of their energy and actually go out and perform on the mission and not worry about how to keep track of the records and how do you do those. They provide those templates for them and help them through that. And that's really important because that lets all that great energy go and do good. Versus spending a lot of time on some backshop stuff that they don't maybe have a familiarity with. And so there's that goes on. Then they also do some screening out of those that aren't quite ready. There's a lot of good causes out there, but they're not quite ready to really deliver. So the money really goes to programs that can hit the street and get some stuff going. And so they do a lot. And they fit in that greater puzzle of the things that we try to participate in to make our world a little better. There's a really nice piece they fit in there. And so that's why they've always been important to me, and I think that's why they've grabbed Gary's heart and others. Is United Way does a lot of really good stuff. And so you're the ambassadors, and you take that when somebody asks you, because if each of you can talk to 2 or 3 people, think about how that multiplies very fast. And United Way is part of our fabric, it should be. And so that being said,
Closing comments?
He wants to make some closing comments. I think. I'm not quite sure how the Toastmaster rules work.
But you got the mic, you don't have to pass it off.
There's a danger now that when you give the mic to someone, they have the last word, and the historian writes the history, right? I'm going to take the risk.
I'll hand it back to you. No, I would be amiss if I didn't just say thank you to you. Because like Stan said, you are the ambassadors. United Way can do things, but we can only do things with your help. Whether it's in giving, that's part of it. But volunteering. Stan, I know this group of volunteers. I've been involved with them when I worked here, you know, whether it's public television or doing your day of caring or whatever it is, that Christmas in April, I don't know what it's called now, but I know you guys were involved in that, and I was involved with that when I was here. So I might be preaching to the choir, but I'd say thank you. 10 times over, I'll say thank you, because we cannot do it. We cannot do it without your help. So now, was that okay, Stan?
I think that's a great quote.
All right, here we go.
That being said, enjoy, there is something free.